Hi Aquarius, welcome to your mid-month reading. As always, keep in mind that this is only a general reading. Always check what it feels right and with what does resonate within your own life experiences during this time. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, please contact me through the email I put in the description box below. For the month of October, as usual, I have a special sales offer available that it's inspired in the current Libra season we are on. And if you would like to know more details about it, you can read it in the description box or email me with your questions. And if you would like to donate and support my channel, you can also do that by following the PayPal link, which is also down below. So Aquarius, it feels like mid-October can be a little bit heavy on you. It could be taking a little bit of a toll for some of you. It's almost like you're tackling too many things at the same time, and they all seem so complicated or so difficult to solve that you just might have a moment where you feel like giving up, or you feel like you're not strong enough, you're not capable anymore to withstand the type of difficulties or the type of problems you're facing. So your mindset during this time might be in need of some training to keep you resilient and to keep you fighting and seeking for more options, for solutions, and for an ability to also find in you the courage to let go. Some of you are suffering because you can't let go and surrender for certain things to just be what they are for the moment. And you're imposing in you a lot of stress and a lot of, effort that it's not going to take you to the outcome you desire because it's coming from a place of resistance. So by, pushing against, it's almost like you're trying to push with your hands a mountain. It's something that cannot be moved solely by your efforts. It's not a matter of you not doing anything about it. Is actually like some of you have done enough and it's time to surrender. It's time to trust that if that situation is to be figured, is to be solved, is to be changed for the better, it's not going to be something that right now you can do it. It's almost like you need to trust that you're going to either find a better thing or that the solution to this problem will find itself the way to you in proper timing. And this is not a matter of you giving up, of finding better for yourself. This is about not wasting your energy in things that are just not opening up right now. So there's so much we can do to change other things that are outside of us. So I feel like this mountain symbolism also is speaking a lot to things that you don't control. It could be speaking, for some of you, Aquarius is speaking about a very stubborn person in your life that you're trying to find progress with, that you're trying to change their mind or change their ways, or you're trying to, again, take the limitations and the obstacles that are creating a problem in this connection or in this person's own life. And the thing is that you might be wanting to fix someone else's problems because you love them and because you want to help them, but you can't right now, or just right now it's not a time where you're going to find it easiest to just, solve things the way you would like. And this can be incredibly frustrating for some of you and even lead you to a path of anger, where some of you need to kind of take a step back to look at the situation from a more detached perspective and really understand the underlying reasons and motivations of what you're trying to do. Because I feel that for some, you're not able to change this scenario because it's not for you to change. And accepting this for some can be incredibly hard. There are Aquarius here that in mid-October are facing limitations that activate insecurities when it comes to failing or failure, feeling like, again, you're so disempowered. You're taking so much out of your center, out of your balance, that you can really feel like powerless. And this powerless, even if it's something that it's not your fault, again, especially because it's outside of your hands, can make you feel like you're failing on something that in reality you are not, because it's not something that it's in your control, Aquarius. So it's very important that you surrender for this time being when you're not encountering the responses you would like to find either from a person or from life. I also feel like you might see yourselves a little bit in trouble. And so there's this, again, this agitation, this desire to find solutions, this stress on you because you could find yourself in a stressful, problematic event or situation, circumstance that you don't know how to fix or solve. But surely this trouble that you could find yourself in, it's something that it feels like for some of you it's happening to wake you up from choices of lately you have been making or patterns of behavior that led you to that problem that you have been unconscious about. So sometimes we need to be in the middle of a stressful situation to really wake up and see that we have been contributing to that, or we have been doing things that led us there, and ensure that we wake up and understand what's wrong so we don't ever repeat that again. And it's a time where some of you are learning lessons that are not the most enjoyable, but are contributing to your growth. And I also feel like some of you Aquarius, there's a little bit of an energy of vulnerability that you're not used to, and you're not used to feel, at least not at this level, that you might need to adapt, as if this vulnerability is trying to help you see aspects of your own being that you don't accept. Again, we go to the acceptance. So when you're vulnerable, you're not weak, you're human. And you might have this difficulty accepting your weaknesses. And I think that this message came for another sign. I think it was either Scorpio or Sagittarius, I'm not sure. I think it was Sagittarius, yeah. But either way, the feeling here is that you have to come to terms with something during this period of time that requires acceptance. And when you're not accepting whatever vulnerability you're experiencing, you could intensify the stressful circumstances or the stressful events that already are like around the corners. It's like there's an energy here that is almost like around the corner waiting for you. And you want to be vigilant about the choices you make right now, the places you go, the people you talk to, because if you know that while you are in this type of energy, if you know that there are problematic people in your family, in your friends, or in your work that you can avoid, this is one of those times where you're really advised to avoid, because they can really easily or more easier than usual trigger you, pulling out this big frustration that can turn into a very volatile behavior where you can display anger. Some of you need to, the vulnerability exactly that it's being indicated here has to deal with anger. And learning to express your discomforts and your anger, channeling it in appropriate ways, in ways that are helpful to you, that can be a source of release without causing harm. Some of you, there's an energy of practice here. So you could also be in a moment where you really want to make something right. So you could be practicing a lot, with your skills. You could be in a training moment as well, and really again imposing this high standards, like you really need to get it right, you really need to be perfect, or you really need to be at that certain standard to succeed. For some of you Aquarius, you don't accept failure, and so because there's that issue, you're more susceptible to finding circumstances that can apparently be failures, when in reality they are happening to take you out of that fear, because it's a fear, take you out of that fear into actually the energy where you integrate what success and failure are really about, being that they are polar opposites of the same frequency. And I feel like some of you, once you are more integrated in this perception, you will find your way. You will see that mountain that I was speaking about is going to be cleared out like magic. But some of you can really struggle to see this, at least at this level during this time, because you're only looking at the factual evidence that you have in front of you that keeps telling you that something is not, again, working the way you want, the way you would like. And this is incredibly difficult to digest and process. I feel that some of you, it's right there in that verge of giving up or wanting to give up because something is so hard that you will have your breakthrough. But you have to move through the process, meaning that you can't just give up, neither you can just resort to rage and destruction. You have to find your way through the uncomfortable limitation to then be freed. So I hope you have a great mid-month. Thank you so much for all of you that have been liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and donating to my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hopefully, we'll speak with each other again.